It's $1 million in sales.
And how much would that come out to commission in 11 straight days? How much for, just to put into perspective?
Well, it's $150,000 on the high side. On the low side, $100,000. But it's 6 figures in 10 days.
6 figures in 10 days. So that's what is worth it for me.
So Taylor, tell them, we got about 40 people there live, a lot of those roofers. Yeah. Give us the scene here. What's going on?
All right, so here's the play-by-play. This was, I think, day 7 or day 8 of the selling blitz, and I actually sold like 6 out of his 8 immediate neighbors is all around his house, and I noticed he had a ton of missing shingles. There's a bad roof, so you can see I parked my car in front of his house. And, I was super polite to the guy. I was like trying to explain to him what we were doing.
It looks like you're being polite.
Hey, get out of my car! Get out of my car! We're on the street, hell, buddy!
So at this moment right here, this is, I've been waiting for a pop, Well, this guy's already just asking to get knocked the fuck out.
Yep. So he's escalating the situation, and in my mind, I've got to play chess, not checkers. I can't be in a situation where, I fight a 65-year-old guy after having, 70, 80 sales in this guy's neighborhood. So we played a little chess right here.
It looks like he's trying to take you to old man school.
Yeah, he was upset.
Oh, look at him. Oh, we can see
there it is. He's ready.
Fucking ready to hit, boy. He's asking for it, man. Damn.
Yeah, he's ready right there on the play-by-play.
Oh shit.
Street out, buddy! On the fucking street out! You touch my property, buddy!
They said you're out there spreading COVID.
Yeah, I don't know what this guy's
God
crazy.
Damn, bro.
So we ended up selling this video, so we got commission off this.
How much you made off the video?
I mean, dude, it's like up to $850 now. Every day I get like a $40 payment. It keeps coming in. It's like residual income right here.
All right, so let's get into the actual like nuts and bolts of what you did. So, guys, if you're watching this live stream YouTube, we're going to be posting this whole thing to our YouTube channel. If you're on Instagram Live, Taylor, he wanted to make a big dent. He's been doing a lot of big things out there, and learning the roofing industry has been challenging, right? Mm-hmm. But the roofing sales certainly not the challenging part.
No, I mean, I enjoy it a lot. It's a great value proposition for these homeowners. And I think when I started this little sales blitz, I always go out and think about 2 things. I want to genuinely try to help people. If I didn't feel like I was genuinely helping people, I couldn't be convicted on the way that I sell. Mm-hmm. So that was a big thing for me was, hey, how am I going to be able to help people? How am I going to be able to have fun with what I do? And lastly, how am I going to be able to do something that I don't want to go on an 11-day sales blitz, come home and say I just made money. I want to do something that I can say, hey, I can put this in my trophy case, that 11 straight days of hitting 114 deals.
I think it goes deeper than that because it's about purpose-based selling. And guys, let me tell y'all, this man right here is a dude who loves to win. You talk about Michael Jordan competitive in games. Me and him will be playing tennis, and we'll go to the very last match over and over again. There's been times we've been making sales training, making videos, we arguing with each other, then we'll be making the sales training video. The point I'm making is that it's sometimes this competitive environment where iron sharpens irons, and the like minds, they bring the best out of each other. And one thing we've been able to do since a lot of your door-to-door guys have came on board is we've gotten a lot better with our group chat, we got a lot better with our contest, and we got a lot better with our Zoom calls. Yep. And so what happened, we did on a tour to Florida, and the goal was to sell 45 roofs in a week, and we didn't really have that purpose. We moved neighborhoods around, we didn't get to that number. But this time you went with a different kind of tenacity. You wanted to make a statement. There was a purpose. Yep. And you knew that you were, what was the goal? What made you say that?
So this is what happened. I'm going to say this a lot, and first comes the action, then comes the motivation. What my goal was to do 5 a day for 11 straight days. And when I posted that, I actually didn't know if I was capable of doing that. That's 11 straight days of 5 every single day. Mm-hmm. So my thing was 5 to stay alive, and I posted it before I started because that's what held me accountable. I'm going to give advice to everybody watching. If you visualize something that you want to accomplish and then you verbalize it and start telling as many people as possible, hey, this is what I'm going to do, affirmation without discipline is delusion. So validity has always been a word to me. I consider myself a how-to sales trainer, not just somebody that's going to give you motivation, but different things that will get you better immediately.
And
like
that brings me to an
one-liners.
important point. On September 3rd, Taylor and I have Knockstar University. Type in the words Knockstar. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, if you want to be a part of this launch, we're going to have a 5-a-day to stay alive, a 5-a-day challenge. Dude, what would it be like if you could close 5 deals a day, and what if you could do it 5 days in a row? And dude, if you did that, you would end up only at 25% of what Taylor did on his run, but still, what kind of income would you make? And if you're interested in doing some one-on-one training with me and Taylor and us walking you through, helping you do 5 deals a day, then type in Knockstar. And we're basically going to be doing training for solar, security, alarms, roofing, pest control, and all salespeople. I partnered up with Taylor because he brings a very, very special energy, discipline, and skill set. And one of the things that I think you do better than almost anyone I've ever seen is the way you handle not interested. Okay, people are not interested in door-to-door services. You have to understand you're starting at the not interested category. And a lot of roofing salesmen are good at getting customers interested in the beginning, but then they get on the roof, and we found that maybe there's a hole in your sales process. Maybe you're losing interest. What did you do differently?
I mean, I just stay with the customer the entire time. And my energy, it's like no one's going to be able to convince me that this deal doesn't make sense. You know, I had plenty of people that said, I'm not interested. And, you know, I just pose a simple question to them. Probably on 25% of the deals that, you know, they told me they weren't interested in, I posed this specific question. I said, so hypothetically, if your insurance company came and told you that you had a damaged roof and the only thing you'd be responsible for was your all other peril deductible, and they said they'd completely replace the roof, would that be something you'd be open to? And then I'd be quiet, right? So learning all these different things, like I'm not interested. Well, hey, wait a minute, I didn't even pick your home yet. This is a little bit different. How do you mean?
That's where people fail. Look, guys on Facebook Live, guys on Instagram, guys on YouTube, you are out there begging for the goods. It's like you're out there begging for a date. You got to think about it. You got to be that confident person that has the energy that you're very busy, that this is a little bit more selective. And when you pull the takeaway, that's really when you really make them want it. Now, there's an art form to that. What do you think these roofers are failing doing a takeaway when they go and they say, you know what? I need to get 3 bids.
Yeah. So the word you're looking for is demeanor. What is your demeanor when you approach the homeowner? When I approach a homeowner, it's kind of like, I really don't care if you do this or not. This is happening with or without you. Your neighbors are taking advantage of it, and we're able to help them. If you want my help, I can help you. If you don't want my help, then I'm not willing to give it to you.
So whenever you're controlling the conversation, you have the energy. You take it for granted and try to do too much selling. And that's why it's important that you ask better questions. It's important that you have better energy. It's important that you have the skill set at the end to power through the objection and close the deal. Now, it doesn't matter if you're looking to close more high-end commercial jobs. Like we're about to go on Hurricane Laura. Actually, Taylor's hanging out behind because this is really a commercial push. And what he did volume-wise, 100 deals in 10 days, after a hurricane, it's a little different. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put the same mentality, and I'm going after commercial. And if you want to learn how to sell the largest deals, what you have to learn how to do is you have to basically put yourself in the mindset that the bigger deals are no different than the smaller ones. And you have to assume that you are the expert, and then you have to start telling people to get out of your way. Now, that being said, if you're watching this right now and you want to learn how to sell commercial deals, there's almost no better opportunity to learn than at a hurricane. We're going to be heading to Lake Charles, Louisiana, starting tomorrow. They have it locked down. And, what I want you to know is that there's going to be a lot of contractors that are coming to the area. We're going to be looking to connect everybody. Our purpose is actually to help in a time of need to a community like this. And there's going to be some work that we do for this community that's going to be charity work that's going to last forever. So I want y'all to know, look, this right here, what we're doing is changing door-to-door roofing, solar forever. And with Knockstar United, we actually have a challenge. We believe, like, one of the things that we've done here is we've implemented WhatsApp. And WhatsApp is a group chat, and it's a platform in which you can monitor your sales team. But we believe that the health of your door-to-door organization, or the heartbeat, because many people think I'm about Facebook leads. Many people think I'm about all these things. But one thing I'm about over everything is the heartbeat of a team, which is championship door to door. So talk to us a little bit, Taylor, about going from Jerry Rice to Jerry Jones. How does selling 5 a day for 10 days straight, or 10 a day for 10 days straight, what does that do for the leadership and the team? And how do you go from, peeling back and, like today we were sitting here sending messages to the sales guys, talk to them a little bit about contact over content through the WhatsApp.
Yeah. So like I always believe in a philosophy that contact beats content. So I could tell everybody, what to do or give them a lot of content, but if I don't have the content and that individual one-on-one help with these guys, it's going to make a huge difference. So this is my philosophy. As the leader of a team, your sales reps will only do half of what you do. So that's specifically what we needed to do. We hadn't hit 250 deals in a week, and I knew that if I could go out and lead the team from the front, by me being able to do 51 deals and then 63 deals in back-to-back weeks, it really raised the performance of the middle pack of our team. So it wasn't me that did it on my own. I just realized that if I could be out in front and to be the rabbit for the team, that it was going to inspire and help the people that I work with. And I realized that if I can inspire and help the people that I work with, that was going to make a difference in their lives. And it all just comes down to helping people, whether it's with the customer or with the people that you serve.
We've implemented a few things. One thing in all great door-to-door companies, you have to actually recognize your salespeople. So we give $1 million sales producers Rolexes. We had a tournament, lasted like 6 months. 5 people are going to Vegas. We're driving sports cars within the next 30 days. And look, at the end of the year, we're taking a big epic trip and we're constantly tracking a daily leaderboard. So what that does is it creates a culture where people want to be recognized over, hey, if you don't do this, you're going to be fired. And the truth is, before, we were really great at door to door, we weren't rewarding our door to door guys. And so they would go get a bunch of deals, but we weren't giving them per deal. So Taylor comes along and we're paying them now $200 per deal as a draw on their commission, all sales reps. Now, Knockstars are guys that just get the contract in and just sell, and they can just make a smaller percentage. But really, what we've been able to do is inspire kind of a new push. And so, we use the WhatsApp to keep a daily leaderboard. We inspire them by paying new sales reps or even experienced sales reps. No, we don't give a draw. If you come into our office and you sell 10 contracts in your first week in our office, and we verify them, that's the other part. We have an inside sales department verifying the deals. Then we'll give you 10 deals, $2,000.
And so what a lot of people don't understand about roofing sales is there isn't cancels like there is in alarms and solar. There's approvals and denials, meaning the insurance company is either going to approve them for a brand new roof or they're going to deny them, and then we actually can fight the denials. So just to put it into perspective, we've already been getting approvals. Checks have been coming in on these jobs. Out of 114 jobs, primarily shingle, probably 85%. How many of those do you feel like are going to get approved and get to the finish line on average?
If I'm going to be conservative, I would say 70. But, even if you got 60 jobs and they were small jobs that were $15,000 a job, because I saw one of my buddies, he's like, why are y'all knocking over there? It's always funny. We live in a crabs in a bucket society. And if you're in this live stream, think about it. How do you treat super successful other contractors, other roofers, other door-to-door guys? Are you like, that guy's an asshole, he's arrogant, he didn't earn it? Are you one of these guys that is like a crab that's pulling at another crab that's trying to get out of the bucket, trying to cancel what that man has done? See, super successful people, they don't try to cancel what other people have done. And I think that one thing that people seem to forget is that, what you said is the top sales guy is going to set the pace so much that the rest of the guys are only going to sell half of what he does. These door-to-door guys or roofers forget, they make a little bit of money and they stop with the contact. So even the owners get complacent. See, I've been complacent.
Yeah, I mean, it's just first comes the action, then comes the motivation. And for me, when I started this, I didn't know if I was going to be able to do 5 every single day for 11 straight days. But what I did, and I still have it on the background of my cell phone, was the 14% of people that said I wasn't going to do it. The best revenge for me is massive success. And, just to put into perspective for people, because a lot of people don't understand the roofing industry, I hunkered down in an Airbnb, fully submerged myself. I was the only one there. I'd wake up, I'd get out to work, I'd fill up my cooler at the beginning of the day. I wouldn't take any breaks. It was 10-hour straight days. I'd be out there the entire time, and I'd be fully engaged. I'd be very myopic. So this is the way that I looked at my day in the field. Now, to put that into perspective with it, so 114 jobs, right? Right now, we have 104 claim numbers on those 114. So 104 have claims, and they have adjuster meetings scheduled. So let's say 70 of those 104 get approved, 30 something get.
It's $1 million in sales.
And how much would that come out to commission in 11 straight days? How much just to put into perspective?
Well, it's $150,000 on the high side, on the low side, $100,000, but it's 6 figures in 10 days.
6 figures in 10 days. So that's what is worth it for me. As I said, hey, if I'm going to be away from my family, if I'm going to be sitting in an Airbnb in turf, literally 5 minutes from my Airbnb to go to knock doors, I said, hey, I want to do something that, can, put me in a position where, right after this, I'm gonna order a Tesla Roadster.
Yeah, he's about to buy a $250,000 car. Hey, give us some hearts if you wanted to buy a $250,000 car on camera. It's there's a lot of unvalid door-to-door coaches. There's a lot of unvalid roofing coaches, and we're
I'm
about
gonna do
his validity. He's about to buy a $250,000 car on camera. And, here's the deal. We think there's a lot of empty suits, guys out there that don't actually live the example. And, if you want to recruit guys like Taylor, you got to have a different kind of culture. You didn't think you were going to get recruited into a roofing company. What did you think you were coming in here for?
I mean, when I thought about roofing, I thought it would be a step backwards in, the path of where I wanted to go with my career. But understanding what the value proposition for the homeowner is, it's like, I've been swimming in a tsunami, and solar and alarms, it was, I was successful in those industries, but I realized that being able to go up to somebody's home and help them get their entire roof replaced, paid for by the insurance, minus their deductible, was similar to me going to try to swim in a kiddie pool rather than playing in a tsunami, right? And it just comes down to the fact that, it's impossible to bagel. It's impossible to not get a sale if you go to work.
There's a lot of roofers on here that want your solar training that we just shot. Guys, for Knockstar University, if you want to learn how to add solar to your sale, there was a lot of double sales on that journey. And one thing about it is that we actually partnered with an installation partner. It didn't require us to take on a lot of extra overhead expense. And over COVID, we were able to actually implement a complete solar division where we've started to actually get profits back immediately. Jobs installed, and I wasn't doing any solar before. And so one of the things I can tell you is you want to recruit guys like Taylor, you got to have an employment brand. I didn't get Taylor here just because I was a roofing company. He knew the vehicle at RRCA. It included marketing. It included a platform to get his message to the masses. It included an opportunity to be a coach, to be a trainer, but it also included the ability to sell roofing and solar. And I had to be open to selling fucking alarms. I don't want to sell fucking alarms, but I told him you can sell alarms.
So we have the ability not only to offer solar, roofing, and alarms, but a big thing for me, just basically saying it how it is. I've been doing door-to-door sales since I was 18 years old. A big thing for me was being able to launch this platform that's coming out on September 3rd. And I'm really excited for it because, validity has always been so important to me. And I think there's a lot of great sales trainers and sales training. But there's not much of how-to sales training. How-to sales training is how to get a better immediately, meaning that you learn something that you go out to the field with that day, and it puts more money into your pocket. So these specific one-liners, these types of questions, reflex closing, rhetorical questions, open questions, closed questions, alternate advanced questions, takeaways, tie-downs, and that's what it is. It's a 5 to stay alive challenge. And I want to open it up to everyone on here that, is door-to-door experience legends to say, hey, I want you to take the 5 5 to Stay Alive challenge. We're going to have a private WhatsApp. We're going to be opening it up for the top sales reps in the United States and internationally. We have sales reps in Ireland, that are going to take a part of this.
So type Knockstar if you want to be a part of the 5 to Stay Alive challenge. Even if you're a manager, if you're an owner, if you're in door-to-door, if you're in roofing, look, just type in Knockstar. We'll get you access. We'll get you invited September 3rd. And, you may be saying, Lee, why you always got to ask us to pay for something? And let me explain to you. Whenever I saw this guy for the first time, let me tell you the story. He was on Grant Cardone Power Players. Many of you wonder how the fuck did Lee get on Grant Cardone Power Players? Well, Grant called Taylor and said, hey, you want to come do an interview? Well, that's not how Lee got on Power Players. Lee spent $60,000 to be on Grant Cardone's Power Players. And of course, I got to sell him a roof, but more importantly, I did it with the intention to advertise to people like Taylor. I saw his interview from Grant Cardone, and I was like, I want Knockstars like that. He was talking about making $500,000 or more, having hundreds of thousands of dollars in his bank account. And I'm like, I want to recruit a higher level of door-to-door and entrepreneur into my business. And so that required a recruiting funnel. That required an employment brand. And it took me 4 years since the first time I saw him for the manifestation, the idea to become a business partner. And now I'm incredibly excited to announce that Knockstar University is launching September 3rd with the 5 to Stay Alive challenge. And if you're interested in taking this challenge with us, it's going to be something that's it's like going to be huge value. Yeah. But inside of this, we're going to have like our solar training, his can you pay process. And I've seen him walk up to a lady. I was getting a commercial roof bought. And he's like, let me go into this trailer park. I'm like, dude, stay the fuck out of the trailer park. And he's like, no, you don't understand. Watch this alarm cell. And I watched this lady, who was really scared. This is COVID. This is all this stuff going on, breaking in. Oh, Mr. Disarming little freaking Buddy Haskell voice of his.
Oh, hi, miss.
Yeah.
Sorry,
hi, miss.
Sorry to bother you. Are you the owner of the house here? Okay, cool.
No, fucking hilarious. It works, okay? It shit works because old lady comes out. I don't have no money for that, okay? I understand, but he said no, it's a little bit more selective than that.
We haven't picked your home. Ultimately, if I was to pick you, I go over a series of 7 questions. There's definitely going to be a few things we ask from you.
He said, well, where would we put the sign? But where would we put the sign?
Yeah. So there's definitely going to be a few things we ask from you. Keep in mind we haven't picked the home yet, but these questions will determine our interest in picking your home. There's a small place we can sit. It'll literally take me about 3 minutes. Is it okay if I just take off my shoes? Okay.
Now, this is a little bit too complicated for the roofing sales process because we got it too easy. We don't have to do this, but this is a whole song and dance. And this thing, it ended in basically calling a daughter over to the trailer, a grandma busting out her credit card and getting her brand new security system for $50 a month. And it was just...
Yeah, it's just $12 a week. We negotiated because we didn't want it to take food off anyone's table. So that's what all your neighbors really liked about it.
So, the point I'm making is that, guys, you are overthinking the success of your door-to-door organization. Energy and discipline are just as important as skill. All 3 of those together equal a championship door-to-door player.
Yeah, and people I'll just say this, people say there are no secrets in sales. That is a complete lie. Once you look at my slicks, which are my visual aids for alarms, solar, roofing, I have so much ammunition when I go up to a homeowner's house that there's no way they can say no to me. And I believe that. And part of that is when I approach a homeowner, what is my energy? What is my belief? Are you self-talking yourself that you are absolutely certain that it's going to be a sale? Or are you going out there just wandering around and saying, I hope I get deals today? No, it's like if your tactics are sound, they can't fight you. There are a lot of secrets in sales. And that's what we plan on sharing with you is the real meat and potatoes of how-to sales.
And, if you're a roofer, if you're in solar, here's the deal. If you're a solar guy, you should be selling roofing. If you're a roofing guy, you should be selling solar. That's the first undisputed, no questions asked. And we're going to be addressing that and helping you solve those problems inside of Knockstar University. But beyond that, I think you need to understand that there's a different caliber of door-to-door people out there. And see, Taylor actually rose to the top of this community out in Utah with the direct sales. Everybody is trained to go on a mission. And I love the Latter-day Saints, and they make amazing door-to-door entrepreneurs. And Taylor has competed against these guys and had a chip on his shoulder his entire life to be the very best at literally slamming doors and inking contracts and toe-to-toe.
Yeah. So just to touch on that, I'm from Massachusetts. I'm born and raised in a small town in Massachusetts, about 45 minutes from Boston. And when I got into door-to-door sales, I looked at it like, all right, all these kids have been on a mission. They've knocked doors for years, but I'm going to go out and I'm going to beat every single one of them. And that was really what motivated me at the very beginning when I got into alarm sales.
So here's the deal, guys. If you're watching this, we want you to be a part of the 5 to Stay Alive challenge. So what you want to do is you want to type in Knockstar. We're going to get you info. If you type in Knockstar and you want to be a part of this challenge, we're going to hold you accountable to greatness. You're going to be up close and personal with Taylor and myself. We're going to take the challenge with you. We're going 5 to Stay Alive, and this is going to make a life-changing impact on this year's money. And
and if you want to level up, you got to surround yourself around iron sharpens iron. This is what it is, right? So we are all in a private group chat on WhatsApp, sending voice messages, sending you guys what it takes to get 5 to Stay Alive and actually doing the walk, talking the talk and walking the walk.
Now, what we're doing right now is phase 9 of my scaling blueprint. And, we use Zoom to pull people off of Indeed and bring in randoms. We use a recruiting funnel in our employment brand to pull in people like Taylor and Taylor's friends and all the people from the door-to-door world. We use all these strategies to generate 80% of our business, and you wouldn't believe how important the daily meetings, the training in the university, the rewards, the contest, and paying those guys $200 a lead is. Now, this is one component of my scaling blueprint. And if you're a roofer and you want to scale your roofing company, this is how we scale roofing companies to 8 figures like clockwork. Guys, I just finished this. This is my scaling roadmap. It's like my roofing growth system for dummies. You can pick it up at Skydiamond's roadmap at skydiamondsroadmap.com. And, I talk about recruiting, and using social media to recruit is how we are connected here. It's how this conversation is happening. Taylor would have never been in roofing had we not gone on this journey to learn digital marketing, on this journey to start making video content.
All right, ready for my IG Live? First person to type in the word Tom Brady is going to get a quick Venmo. $20.
Oh, you're giving away
types in
money?
Tom Brady first for 20.
Tom Brady
20
for...
on Venmo. Who's it going to be?
Oh, God.
Come on, I'm waiting for the comment. Who's going to write TB? Tom Brady for $20. Still waiting for it. Oh, Saif with the win. Saif got it right before Nikki G.
Bunch of people.
Saif, drop your Venmo. You won $20.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, this is my first time doing an IG Live, so I appreciate everybody tuning in. And, it's cool being here with Lee, and just like some of the stuff we're talking about, like, I hope you guys can see how passionate I am about sales. I'd always consider myself a salesman. And, I've been in the grind. I used to skip my last class of high school. I'm no different than anybody else on here. I had a 1.8 GPA in high school. I didn't even have a 2.0 out of 4.0. I remember just watching my parents struggle. I watched them live week to week, and I said, that's not going to be me. My decisions will decide my wealth. And I'm going to do the necessary steps. The most successful people are willing to do things unsuccessful people are not willing to do. And I want to give you that shortcut. I want to give you that path to saying, like, one kid asked me the other day, like, how many doors are you knocking to get 10 a day? Are you knocking like 200 doors a day? And I was like, no, I'm not knocking anywhere near 200 doors a day. I'm maybe talking to 12 to 15 qualified people, and I'm closing 10 of those. So like the hardest part of my job is timing. That's one of my lines is, hey, the hardest part of my job is timing. I'm just trying to set up a time when we both have the time. And, there's shortcuts and there's secrets in selling. And that's what I want to provide for you guys. It's genuine. It's not. I'm not a marketer. I'm not a, hey, I want to take your money for this. And, my thing is that if I can't help you like drastically, like better than any other sales trainer you've ever worked with, then I don't even want to do it. So that's what I want to talk about, and Lee talks about as well. And that's why it's taken so long for this Knockstar University. Is it's something we started to work on in February, and it's something that we've continued to work on. But at the same time, when we were like, hey, like let's launch it, it was always from myself and Lee, like, no, we're not going to launch it until it's 1,000% legit, so that somebody can get on this and be way better at selling right away.
Hell yeah, man.
And I'm passionate about this, guys. Like
5 a day.
Five to stay alive.
5 to stay alive challenge. So that's how we're launching it September 3rd. Click the link below, and we will see you. Or just comment Knockstar, and we'll get you access. Thanks.